Welcome aboard, everybody. Hope you are feeling well. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are running as fast as is humanly possible away from the office of an MD if you are suffering with a chronic disease because your MD is not trained in how to interface with chronic disease and the skill set that the MD brings to the table in understanding how your chronic disease got there in the first place and what to do about it is unbelievably juvenile, completely ineffective, outdated, and yet, in the majority, it's the gift that keeps on giving the conventional medical establishment. This in from Medscape. Brand new study published in Medscape or reported in Medscape. The risk of type 2 diabetes rises with statin drug use. The risk of type 2 diabetes rises with statin adherence. This written by Miriam E. Tucker, July 17th, 2014. The risk of new onset type 2 diabetes rises with adherence to statin therapy, that's cholesterol-lowering statin medication, providing further confirmation of the previously reported link. However, the author says, the benefits of statins still clearly outweigh the risks. The benefits of statins still clearly outweigh the risks. Well, you know, if you say a lie long enough, people are going to believe that it's true, especially when you are the king of the hill and nobody can refute what you say because, remember, it is good to be the king. I want you to look at these numbers, though, because the devil is in the details. All right, here we go. Based on the data that they looked at in this study, the authors estimate that about 280 patients would have to be continuously treated with statins to get one case of diabetes a year. 280 patients would have to be continuously treated with statins to give one case of diabetes per year. Well, 1 out of 280, right? In contrast, another meta-analysis of 7 randomized control studies found that statin drugs decreased one major cardiovascular or cerebrovascular event. So statin drugs decreased heart attacks or strokes for 1 out of every 40 patients treated. Well, what about the other 39? What about the other 39 patients that were treated with the statins who got a heart attack or who got a stroke? And 1 out of 280, really? So it's only 1 out of 280 that are going to get diabetes, and 39 people. 39 out of 40 people who take statin drugs are still going to get heart attacks. I mean, those are horrible percentage numbers, and yet this is what the medical profession rallies around. This is what the pharmaceutical industry rallies around, because they're lopsided, egomaniacal, intellectual cowards who have no understanding or appreciation of data. And when they do have an understanding and an appreciation of data, they look at it from their particular point of view. I cannot stress this enough. This is a very important thing to understand. This is perhaps the most important thing to understand. 3 important things to understand. Number 1, your body needs 90 essential nutrients in order to be healthy. You can't get those 90 essential nutrients from food. You must supplement in order to make your body as healthy as it can be. Number 2, there are 10 foods that need to be avoided like the flippin' plague. And number 3, your MD is not trained how to cure your disease. Your MD is only trained in how to manage the disease process with drugs or surgery. And here we go again, the gift that keeps on giving, again, reported in Medscape Multispecialty, medscape.com. No effect from acetaminophen in acute low back pain. The first randomized placebo-controlled trial of acetaminophen for patients with low back pain has shown no effect of the drug on the speed of recovery, pain, or many other factors associated with the condition. But, you know, medical doctors have been telling people for years, just take your acetaminophen, just take it. Just take it, folks. That's what you need. Even though, of course, it increases acute liver failure. It is the most common cause of acute liver failure. Patients admitted to the hospital, and they take it for back pain that now it's been proven it has no effect for. And I'm the quack. I mean, isn't this, again, the very definition of snake oil? Medicinal substance that is supposed to do A, does not do A, and instead hurts you. I mean, isn't that snake oil? Well, acetaminophen, snake oil. Statin drugs, snake oil. And it gets worse. Leading cause of death in the United States, MD-directed medical therapeutics. Leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States, MD-directed medical therapeutics. Why would anybody continue to go to an MD with a chronic disease is beyond me. I think the reason that people continue to go is because they don't know there's another way. And when people go into a hospital setting, they're overwhelmed and they feel intellectually inferior. I mean, you just walk into a multi-million-dollar medical complex and you're going to do whatever the doctor tells you to do because that's the vibe of the place. It's perfect setup. But what really gets me is that the medical doctors don't create a flack. 500,000 people died from Vioxx. 500,000 people died from Vioxx. Why wasn't there a million physician march on Washington, D.C.? I mean, haven't these people dedicated themselves to eliminating human suffering? I mean, if you were a member of the, UPS, and UPS trucks killed 500,000 people a year, wouldn't you go on strike or, do something? I mean, wouldn't you do something? Wouldn't you do something? You would, but your medical doctor does not, because your medical doctor does not have your back. Actions speak louder than words. And the stuff that the MDs do not do is 1,000 times more telling than the stuff that they do. And again, it all comes down to philosophical orientation and understanding. You would not go to a communist get information on voters' rights, right? You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go to a Democrat to get information on legalizing guns and gun use, right? You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go to a Republican for information on welfare programs. You wouldn't do that, unless, of course, it was corporate welfare. But a person's philosophy is everything, and people in the United States, people in Canada, people in the European Union are completely unaware of the philosophical understanding that their MDs bring to bear in their investigation and understanding and treatment of chronic disease. If people understood the MD's philosophical orientation, they would follow my advice, fire their medical doctors immediately, and seek a more rational solution. Seek a much more rational solution. Now, it's very interesting. I alluded to this last Thursday on Metaphysical Thursday, or last Wednesday, I can't remember. But from a holistic point of view, the language of the symptomology of the body is everything to the inquiring mind of a holistic physician. The language of the symptoms of the body is nothing to an MD. The less that the patient tells them, the better off the MD feels. All the MD really needs to know is what part of your body is in pain, and then the MD needs objective diagnostic information, right? Your analysis, blood work, stool analysis, X-ray, MRI, CT scan, right? That's what the MD leans heavily on, objective data. The MDs also lean heavily on autopsy, the investigation and examination of diseased and dead tissue. Well, there's information that you can glean from diseased and dead tissue, but the information that you're going to glean from diseased and dead tissue is going to give you little or no information about how to handle a living, breathing human being. So, because the MDs are reductionistic in their philosophical inclination, because reductionism argues if it can't be measured, it doesn't exist, because nobody's ever measured the soul, spiritual soul, vital force inside the human body, interfacing with the human body does not exist to the MD. If it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. And this is why the MD is completely over the moon with everything objective and doesn't want to know anything subjective whatsoever. The MD is not concerned with the language of your disease. The MD only needs to know what part of the body is affected so that they can deliver a medication to suppress the symptom. The symptomology, the active symptomology, the very stuff that your body is producing, which offer the clues to a cure of the problem, the MD doesn't want anything to do with because they adhere to a non-vitalistic philosophy. The human body to the MD does not have the ability to fix itself. The human body to the MD is a bumbling bag of biochemicals ready to break. An evolutionary mistake, a happenstance, an evolutionary happenstance. Consciousness is a function of biochemistry. When the body dies, everything stops, it's lights out, party's over, your soul is a fiction, does not exist, there's no such thing as heaven, there's no such thing as life after death. Everything is here and now, and if you can't measure it, forget about it. Just forget about it. So, you'll have a child who has anxiety and panic attacks. The child has a difficulty concentrating. The child wets the bed at night. The child can't write straightly. The child can't memorize things. And you bring the child to the MD, and the MD does an entire battery of tests and can find nothing wrong with the child. There's nothing wrong objectively. The physiology is 100% intact. Everything's pumping out on all 16 cylinders. And yet, there's a problem. But the MD, because all of the objective stuff is okay, what do? They farm the child out to a psychiatrist. Because when you can't find anything physiologically wrong, but there are strong and persistent symptoms, it must be in the person's head. This is how they think. It's nonsense. And this is why you should abandon hope. The moment that you enter an MD's office looking for advice for how to handle and deal with a chronic disease, ladies and gentlemen, be forewarned. Fire your medical doctor now. They have nothing for you but expensive, ineffective, symptom-suppressing medical treatments that do not work. Stick around. When you're colorblind, and colorblind art critics just don't get it. Colorblind artists who don't know they're colorblind paint horrible pictures. They paint pictures, but they're horrible. So, the MD being non-vital, having nothing to do with anything, outside of what science can measure, looks at the human body and completely is not 100% not interested in the active subjective symptoms that the disease is manifesting, right? So you go to a medical doctor, you spend 2 minutes with the doctor, you tell them, my back hurts, or my left foot hurts, or my eye twitches, or whatever, and then it's off to the diagnostic discovery mill where they run up thousands of dollars of testing, and then they'll come back and you say, look, there's nothing wrong with you, but doctor, I have these strong and persistent symptoms. Well, I'm sorry, come back when they get worse. Or it's off to the psych house for you, right? This is crazy because the way that the symptoms manifest, the language of the symptoms is everything. So here's the deal. When your body is in a state of balance, it's in a state of balance and it is symptom-free. Health is defined as the ability of a human body to experience stress and remain symptom-free in a state of dynamic equilibrium and equipoise. Health is the ability of a living organism to experience stress and remain symptom-free in a state of dynamic equilibrium or equipoise. So, your body is in a state of health and you don't have any headaches, you don't have any aches or pains, you got nothing, you're good to go. Your body experiences a stress. Maybe it's not enough nutrition. Maybe it's crap in the air, crap in the water, crap in the food. Maybe it's a virus. Maybe it's a lion attack. Maybe it's tigers and bears. Maybe it's a bacteria. Who knows? Maybe it's a fight with your wife. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you're getting divorced. Maybe you just won $10 million. Maybe you just lost $10 million. Stress is everywhere all of the time. So your body experiences stress, and if the stress is weak or your body is strong enough, the stress impacts the body, bounces off the body, and nothing happens. You have outmatched to the stress. But if the stress is too much for your system to handle, the stress impacts the body, destabilizes the body, and the body automatically produces a symptom to manage being off balance. You see how that works? A symptom is your body's active manifestation. It is what your body is doing to deal with the stress that it has just experienced. MDs, of course, have no philosophical understanding of the nature and the relationship, the genesis of disease, or the relationship between symptoms and the disease process. They don't give a crap about this. So it is the MD's job to deliver a medicine to suppress the symptom. Now remember, the symptom was there as a self-regulating mechanism. When you suppress the system falls further off balance and must generate another symptom somewhere else. That's how it goes. So the therapeutic intervention that the MDs bring to the table, symptom suppressive therapies. Also therapies that are designed specifically to, eliminate the arthritic knee, remove the infected kidney, remove the infected gallbladder, remove the heart, right? Cut the breast off, cut the other breast off, cut the prostate out, cut the tumor out. These therapeutics don't address the cause of the illness. The tumor is not the cause of the disease. The tumor is the result of the disease. So when you eliminate the tumor, guess what happens? The body falls further off balance and you get another tumor somewhere else. So you cut the right knee out, give a prosthetic knee, and a couple of years later that starts to fail, and then the left knee goes. Because the therapeutic did not address the cause of the problem. Right? Now, every holistic medical therapeutic in the world delivers therapeutics, not that suppress symptoms, but by paying attention to the symptoms, generate therapeutics, the intention of which is to push the system back into balance. Because when the system recovers balance, what happens to the symptom? It goes away. Voila. Holistic medicine in a nutshell. Now, why don't you know this? Why weren't you taught this in grade school? Why weren't you taught this in high school? Why weren't you taught this in college? Because the medical industry has been monopolized in the United States by the last 100 years by the pharmaceutical industry, and they don't give a crap about this. They think it's a fantasy. They think it's foolish, and they're wrong. It's kind of like we're all living in a Harry Potter novel, and there's the Muggles, and there's the witches and the warlocks. And they are completely two different classifications of human beings. There are the reductionistically minded MDs who've thrown the baby out with the bathwater, and all they want to do is drug the body, drug the symptom, suppress the symptom, eliminate the symptom, surgically remove the symptom. And then you have the rational people who just want to support the body's ability to fix itself. Now, who are you going to go with? Tides are turning, things are shifting, the teams are going to their respective corners. Whose corner are you going to end up in? My corner, if you're smart. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. Canada is up next with Matthew. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to watch the live stream. We're video casting this even as we speak, the drgliddenshow.tv, the DRGLIDDEN show.tv. Let's go up to Canada, eh? See what Matt's talking about, eh? Hey, Matt, what's going on? Matthew. Come on in, Matthew. Oh, Canada. Come on, Matt. I know you're up there. Come on in, Matt. No, Matt. We'll put Matt on hold and go to Richard in North Carolina. Hey, Richard, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Yes, Dr. Glidden. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I am here live and in living color.
Okay, this is a call from my brother. He was diagnosed today with a condition called glossopharyngeal neuralgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
so that means his tongue gets numb.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And he said he has excruciating, I guess sometimes he said sometimes he chew, cough, and swallow.
Yeah.
And it's like a bolt of lightning going through his body.
Yeah. Okay. So are you an insider with me, Richard?
Yes, I am.
All right. So you want to send him first of all, thank you for the support, and secondly, you want to send him a link to the webinar that I did on ringing in the ears.
Okay, ringing in the ears. Okay.
Yeah, we might have called it tinnitus, Tinnitus, because, that's fancy schmancy doctor talk for ringing in the ears, or we might have just called it ringing in the ears. I can't remember. But in that webinar, I talk about what can cause this numbness in the tongue and the palate situation. We believe it's osteoporosis of the skull. It's just a different nerve. It's the glossopharyngeal nerve that comes out of the brain and that goes to his tongue. When that nerve comes out of the brain, it's got to go through the skull in order to get to the tongue, and it goes through a tunnel in the skull. And if the skull bone is healthy, the tunnel is clear and empty, and the walls of the tunnel have integrity, structural integrity. Mm-hmm. But if the body is out of minerals, which everybody's body is, the skull bone is going to be weak, the walls of the canal are going to be weak, and the canal will start to collapse, and then the body puts connective tissue in there to shore it up. And when there's funky connective tissue in there, it rubs up against the glossopharyngeal nerve, and that's what's causing the problem from our point of view. It's osteoporosis of the skull. So he needs bone and joint support and to eliminate the 10 bad foods. But, it's always better to send somebody a link to the webinar so that they can kind of understand what we're talking about rather than just do what the doctor tells you to do, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we do it, man. We just need to give him bone and joint support for a good, strong 6 months, eliminate the 10 bad foods, and keep your fingers crossed. Appreciate your call. Thank you so much. Let's see if Matthew from Canada is back. Hey, Matt, are you there yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. What's happening?
I've done about 9-10 years of factory work, and I just developed carpal tunnel, which is worsening by the day right now.
That's bad, right? That's a painful thing, man.
Well, it's sore, but it's not that painful yet. But it's sore and swollen. My left is moderate. They said my right was moderate to severe.
Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So there's if you look at the anatomy of the wrist, you can just do I think there's a Google Body now where you can, they have it's like an anatomy thing, and you can do a 3D, right? So in the juncture between the forearm and the hand, there's a little tunnel through which your nerves and blood vessels go into the hand. It's called the carpal tunnel. And when that tunnel gets dried out, when it loses lubrication, just normal use of the hand will cause low-grade inflammation. Low-grade inflammation causes a scar tissue to be formed.
Yep.
Scar tissue clogs up the carpal tunnel, and it's just like a snowball, rolling down the hill out of control right now. The MD's fix for this is to open up the wrist, scrape out the scar tissue, then sew it back up and hope that it doesn't happen again. Well, that's kind of silly. That's like painting over the mold, right? Yeah. Without really fixing the source of the water intrusion that's causing the mold. It's only a matter of time until there's more mold.
Yeah.
Right? So from our point of view, this happens because of a deficiency in a really peculiar mineral called molybdenum. You spell that MOLYBD like David, NEUM, molybdenum. So the recommendation here to support and promote a healthy carpal tunnel is to take the 90 essential nutrients appropriate for body weight and extra plant minerals, because the plant-derived minerals have more molybdenum in them in a trace amount. So my recommendation, how much do you weigh, man?
200.
So my recommendation for you would be 2 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. And it's a ponderously long name. Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. 2 of those a month, and 3 bottles of plant-derived minerals a month. 3 bottles of plant-derived minerals a month. Within 4 weeks, you should start to see a noticeable improvement. But
3 bottles? Okay. So just a Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid.
Yep.
And 3 plant minerals.
Yeah, but in order to make this whole thing much more efficient, right, and get as much bang for your buck as you can from this program,
Yeah.
it would be prudent for you to eliminate the 10 bad foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if you don't do that, this is going to just work too slow.
So I don't need to worry about doing repetitive work. I shouldn't back off on that and try something else, or
No, I wouldn't do it. I would just.
it has nothing to do with it.
Well, it's not the. I mean, there are lots of people who use their wrists all day long and they don't have carpal tunnel.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
So it's not the fact that you're using your wrist, it's the fact that your carpal tunnel is not lubricated anymore. It's dried up. And you need to give it the stuff it needs to be healthy, and it'll get healthy again. I mean, 99 times out of 100, and I just made those statistics up, it bounces back. So really, you just got to nutrify the tissue, keep your fingers crossed, and see what happens.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate the phone call. And you know who to go to for help ordering the products, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. Appreciate it. Call us back in a couple of weeks with a report. I mean, good or bad, we don't screen the calls here.
Yeah.
I'd really look forward to some feedback as to how you're progressing, and I appreciate the trust very, very much. Massachusetts is up next. Hey, my birthplace. Let's go pack the cat down by Harvard Yard. Hello, Carol from Massachusetts. Thanks for the call.
Hi, Doctor. I'm so happy to meet you. I'm I love your show. Absolutely love it.
Hey, thanks a lot. Let's go down to Cumbies and get a grinder. What do you think?
You got a sense of humor, too.
What's going on?
Excited, and we got some wonderful material on your site.
Hey, thanks, Carol. That's very kind.
Yeah, in 2006, I had uterine cancer, which I had to have a hysterectomy for. Followed after they did a CAT scan of right kidney removal. In 2011, I had a stroke, which I have a slight speech impediment. And right now, as of a few weeks ago, I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, stage 3.
Yeah. They want you to go on dialysis yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so what longevity stuff are you taking already?
Well, I'm taking the heart and body pack and selenium
Yep.
and the OsteoFX liquid.
Yep.
Anything else I should take?
Yeah, how much do you weigh?
200.
Okay, so in a perfect world, right? Well, to the program that you're already taking, I would like you to add 1 bottle of multi-EFAs.
2 ESAs.
No, 1 bottle of, multi, it's called multi-EFA.
1 bottle of EFA.
Yeah, it's called multi-EFA. M like Mary, U, L like Larry, T like Thomas, I. Multi-EFA.
Okay.
1 bottle of that and 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules. Ultimate Daily Capsules, 1 of each. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I'd like you please to watch the webinar that I did, because you're an insider, on antioxidants. I'd like you to watch the webinar that I did on antioxidants and bring yourself up to speed with what I talk about in that webinar. I want you to secure 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. And the webinar that I did on antioxidants will explain that to you, okay?
Okay.
So 1 bottle of multi-EFAs a month, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules per month, and your goal for daily consumption of antioxidants should be 100,000 ORAC points, ORAC. And the webinar that I put together on antioxidants will explain that to you. Plus, of course, continue the discipline with everything else. And I don't even want you to be downwind of fried food, Carol. I mean, no kidding. No oil in a bottle, no 10 bad foods, and like you're already doing.
Yeah, okay. And can a kidney regenerate itself?
Well, I'm not going to make promises that I can't keep, but I will tell you, I've seen lots of people under Dr. Wallach's care get off of dialysis because their kidney function improves. So if it were me, I would do this program and keep my fingers crossed. I mean, you got nothing to lose, because I'll tell you what, your medical doctor doesn't know where the breaking point is. Your medical doctor has no idea where the point of no return is. Neither do I. Your body does. You just got to give your body the right stuff, keep your fingers crossed, and see what happens. This is a relatively easy thing for the MDs to figure out, because kidney function is a pretty easy thing to, measure with blood work. So 3 months from now, you'll know whether you're getting better or you're getting worse. And, if I would roll these dice if I were you, Carol, no kidding.
Okay. So one bottle of ESI, one daily capsule, and 100,000 ORAC points a day of antioxidants. On
top of what you're already doing, yes, that's correct.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. And you keep going. You're doing a terrific job.
Hey, Carol, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Out there in Massachusetts. Oh, folks, I could tell you some stories about Massachusetts. Yes, I could tell you some stories about good old Massachusetts. Love that state, especially in October. If you've never been to the Berkshires in October, you don't know what you're missing. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. It looks like somebody from Florida is up next. Retta, maybe? Stick around. Here we come, ladies and gentlemen, over the hill. Are we coming to the rescue? You're darn tootin' we are. Somebody has to, because the MDs have screwed it up big time. Let's go to Florida, the Sunshine State. Is it Retta from Florida? Hey, Retta, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, it's Rita.
Rita. Hey, Rita, how are you?
I'm doing very good. I just actually found you about a week ago and have been listening to you and then a lot of the Dr. Wallach, and so I feel like you are somebody I've been looking for a long time. So
that's what my fiancé said.
Yeah. So, gosh, I have so many things I want to talk to you about. I'm so excited that I did find you.
Well, all right, so great. We can talk about the whole kit and caboodle, but here's what I would like to do. Just to kind of set the record straight here. People like you who are like, I can just tell by what you've already said and by the tone of your voice that you're into this and you're excited about it and you're enthusiastic about it and that you're thirsty, right? That's exactly why I put together my Insider program. I put my Insider program together exactly for people like you. I have over 100 hours of archived webinars available on my website. It's a subscription-based thing, $20 a month. You can cancel at any time, and it's awesome. So I would heartily suggest for you and anybody else, quite frankly, in the listening audience who's thirsty for this type of knowledge, just become an insider. Check out the webinars that I've done, because if you like the radio show, man, you are going to love the information that's available there. We go really in depth with it, and it's making a difference in Longevity Nation. It really is. So check it out and let me know what you think. So let's we've got 3 minutes left here in this segment, more or less. Let's take it one thing at a time. What's first?
Okay, the first thing I guess would be weight loss. I've listened to a lot of your shows and where you've addressed it, but me particularly, when I was in my late 20s, I had a hysterectomy, and I actually went out of a active lifestyle into going back to college and went into a professional career, which caused me to be sedentary. I quit smoking. I did a lot of things, and I thought that my weight gain was due to the hysterectomy the activity and all these things. But I just kept on ballooning and ballooning and ballooning until about, 4 or 5 years ago, due to some financial collapse. I had a health collapse. I had everything just hit at one time.
Yeah.
And it literally put me flat on my back. And even from there, I continued to gain weight, and I got over, 300 pounds. And I realized just through, I guess, some spiritual awakening that I didn't want to diet anymore, that there had to be something more. And so I started off on this journey of just trying to seek the truth. And so I have lost about 60 pounds, just changing my diet. And I've realized, over the course of, a number of years doing some spiritual fasting, not really doing it for the health benefit, for just fasting, I realized as I reflected back on that, man, I really felt good when I fasted. And
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
And so it's really played a part because I wasn't doing gluten, I wasn't doing all these things.
Right.
So as of right now, I am gluten free. Okay.
Yep,
now
great.
the other top 10 things that you have there, again, these are some of them are newer things, and as you're aware, people like me get bombarded with a lot of advice from even the holistic side.
Well, but yeah. All right. So we got a minute and a half left in this segment, and okay. I'll keep you on for the, if you can you hang out over this long break? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So let me just take a Zen sword and cut right to the chase here. You're absolutely positively right, and that's why I do this radio show, because you could go to 100 health lectures this month. You could. And everybody standing up in front of the room would tell you that it's their way or the highway, but here's what we have that they don't have. We have Dr. Wallach. Dr. Wallach, the founder of Youngevity, my mentor, colleague, and friend, was in charge of $25 million of federally funded research from 1970 to 82. He did 26,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries, wrote the book on medical nutrition, and then parlayed that research experience with 30-plus years of working with real patients with real disease in clinical settings. There's nobody else that has that depth and breadth of experience, and that's why, quite frankly, you should listen to what we have to say first. I'm so glad that you found us, because we've already done the heavy lifting. We've dialed it in. And, honestly, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. If you listen to this radio show long enough, you'll hear testimonials that'll bring you to tears. You stick with me, Rita, and we'll dial this in when we come back. So very glad that you finally found your way here. Hour 2 coming up, folks. I am Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. Knockout punch. That sounds good to me. We are talking to Rita from Florida about a number of conditions. Rita, are you still with me?
Yes, I am. Uh-huh.
Okay, so look, here's the deal. From our point of view, I did an entire webinar about this. I did a 60-minute presentation about what I'm going to tell you in the next, 120 seconds, okay? From our point of view, obesity is caused mostly, 99% of overweight is caused by consumption of too many calories. That's it. It's got nothing to do with exercise. It's got nothing to do with hormones. It's got nothing to do with anything other than too many calories. Well, what makes somebody eat too many calories? Well, your body is nutritionally starved, and the wisdom of your body knows that it's nutritionally starved. So your body forces you to eat too many calories in the desperate attempt to fill its nutritional tank up, but the food that you're eating doesn't have the nutrients you need. So you eat and eat and eat and eat, and you're still hungry, and so you eat some more, and you're still hungry, and so you eat some more. And why are you still hungry? Because the food that you're eating is nutritionally deficient. It's just got no nutritional value, or very little nutritional value. Right? I mean, there was nobody in Auschwitz or Dachau or the death camps of World War II that was overweight. I don't care what their pre-existing health conditions were. I don't care what their age, sex, race, or creed or color was. If you don't eat, you lose weight. The only thing that makes people gain weight is they eat too many calories. So you need to fill your body's nutritional tank up. When you fill your body's nutritional tank up with the right nutritional supplements, your cravings for food will become greatly diminished, if not disappear completely. And it will be possible for the first time in your life for you to realistically consume 1,200 calories a day or less. If you try to consume 1,200 calories a day right now with an undernutrified body, it's going to be painful. It's going to be like swimming upstream, and you're only going to be able to do it for a couple of months, and then you will bend under the pressure, raid the fridge, and gain back all of the weight that you lost in a couple of days. However, if you nutrify your body with the right stuff every day, if you eliminate the 10 bad foods every day, and then dial 1,200 calories or less a day in, it's easy breezy, lemon squeezy, and you will fall right into the undiscovered country of, optimal weight with medical nutrition. It's one of the easiest things in the world to do to help people maintain and gain and maintain a healthy body weight. So you're 300 pounds right now?
No. I'm probably about 240. I've lost about 60, and I've done exactly what you did. And I think my problem is where with diet, I have lost it, but I think I've hit that where you hit that 2 and 3 month mark, and because maybe I'm not getting the minerals and the nutrients that I need because I'm deficient in them, you rebound. So I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's where everybody's at. That's why Jenny Craig makes billions of dollars, because, people will lose weight and then they gain it back, and then they got to go back on Jenny Craig, and then they lose weight and then they gain it back. And, when people go through this enough times, they actually start to think that it's maybe they have something mentally wrong with them, right? Or maybe the doctor is right. Maybe my stomach is too big and that's my problem. I need to cut my stomach out. Or, I just got cursed with the fat gene. All of these notions are nonsense, just nonsense. It is the easiest thing in the world to do to help people maintain and gain and maintain a healthy body weight. So the recommendation for you, the piece of the puzzle that you're missing, is the piece of the puzzle that everybody in the world is missing. And this is the ridiculous notion that people think they can get everything their bodies need to function normally just from eating food, that you can't do it. It's impossible. You can't do it unless you're supplementing with good, high-quality recipes of nutritional supplements appropriate for your body weight. It's only a matter of time until something in your body breaks, and it's that simple. For a $150 budget, what would be the first few things that you would recommend? Well, that's easy. Easy. So it's one Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. That's a ponderously long name. It's called the Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. One of those. And 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. Now, if that breaks the bank, just do 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. All right?
Okay.
Plus, eliminate the 10 bad foods.
Okay, I'm working on that.
Okay. All right, good. Now, also, here's the deal, and I don't know if you know this or not, but the founder of this company, Youngevity, Dr. Wallach, the guy whose book is in the Smithsonian Institution, the guy who found the cause and the cure for cystic fibrosis and muscular dystrophy and then was kicked out of the medical profession. He set this company up, Youngevity. We talk about Youngevity, right? I'm not a Youngevity corporate member. I'm a Youngevity distributor, and I'm a gigantic supporter of Youngevity Nation worldwide. But Dr. Wallach set Youngevity up as a networked business, and he did that on purpose, because there are millions of people just like you who desperately need this, but they can't afford it. They can't afford it. The economy sucks here. The economy sucked here for the last 5 years. Even before that, it wasn't that great. Economy comes, economy goes. So things, crash and people are, their life savings is gone. And what the hell's up with that? Well, look, Youngevity is here to the rescue. There are over 250 people in Youngevity who have become multi-million-dollar earners with the company, and they're no different than you or me. They don't have super IQs. They don't have an 11th finger or anything special about them. They're just motivated to help people. So you can interface with Youngevity in 2 ways. You can become a customer of Youngevity, and you can get the nutritional supplements you need at the wholesale price, or you can become a business builder with Youngevity, and there's 2 ways to do that. There's a $10 entry-level business builder associate, or there's a $500 associateship. You know, if your money is strapped, I've been there. We've all been there. Don't feel bad. Join Youngevity at the $10 level and learn how to do the business. And in a couple of months, you'll be able to make $100 or $200 or $300 or $400 extra a month. And how are you going to do that? By helping people get on board with what we're talking about here. It's one of the easiest things in the world to do. So whomever it was, how did you find us anyway?
You know, I'm one of these ones that are just a seeker of the internet. You know, I just do. Yeah. I just felt like it was somewhat of the law of attraction. You know, the thing about it is, and I know most people may not understand this, but it's like I knew that this was going to happen, and there's more to it than that. But I knew. I didn't know how, but I knew. Yeah. And it was like I just hung on to that, and I hung on to. Because I'm looking for other people to connect with that I can trust, because this is an area that a lot of people are vulnerable in, and I'm doing this for me, but I have my background is sales and marketing, so I've done that my whole life, and I'm one that can't keep my mouth shut about anything that's good, but everything I've ever sold in my life has always been something in business that has let people down, and it's like, wouldn't it be great to have something that you would never have to worry about letting people down? I
know. Well, you've just found it. I mean, Youngevity, and the proof of the pudding's in the eating. I mean, you know, in this hostile political climate against alternative medicine, right? Everything's pro-pharma, big pharma, and everything's against alternative medicine. Dr. Wallach's company, Youngevity, sets sales records every month, even in a hostile climate like this. And there's only one reason that happens, because it works. And as God is my witness, Rita, if you hang out with us long enough, you will hear testimonials that will bring you to tears. You'll be associated with like-minded souls from all around the world. Youngevity Nation is a great place to hang out, because the only thing that you need to do to be successful here is tell the truth and point. I mean, that's all that you need to do. And again, the proof of the pudding's in the eating, right? I mean, anybody can talk a blue streak about vitamins if they have half of a brain. But really, in the final analysis, what it all comes down to is what works and what doesn't. We've got stuff that consistently produces noticeable and measurable positive results. It's based on $25 million of federally funded research and decades of clinical experience by the physician who literally wrote the book on medical nutrition. So here, I want you to take this number down, 855-347-3696. 855-347-3696, and somebody from my Youngevity organization will call you back and, show you the ropes. So however, whatever you want to do, customer-wise or associate-wise, we're good to go. Yeah, sure.
Have you ever heard of a product called Homozone, oxygen therapy?
Yep, I have.
Okay, I'm currently taking that right now because I heard that it could possibly help flush my body of possible candida in my body. If I decide to go ahead and order this stuff, is that something that I can continue taking, and would it benefit me, or would it be counterintuitive, or?
I wouldn't do it, but it's not going to hurt you to do it, and you've already paid for it. You might as well keep taking it.
Yeah, I've been taking it for about a month now, and I feel really good about taking it. I feel like it's really helped me cleanse, and
Well, so you want to be careful about your languaging here, right? Cleansing is one thing, and nutrifying is another. And there's a lot of kind of a cognitive disconnect in the world right now about these two things. And it's most important that we nutrify the body before we attempt to cleanse it, because the liver is most intimately involved with the detoxification process of the human body. There has phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification in the liver. And phase 1 and phase 2 detox in the liver are nutrient dependent. So if you go on some type of a cleansing program and you actually stimulate your body's detoxification mechanisms, you better have the nutrients necessary for your liver to get the job done. Otherwise, it's like stirring up a hornet's nest. You're going to lose weight, you're going to burn fat, you're going to liberate toxins. The toxins are going to go into the bloodstream, they're going to go into the liver is going to try to deconstruct them, but it won't have the nutrients necessary to do that. And then you're going to be in a world of hurt. But really, what we lean on here is results, right, and pragmatic experience of how we feel. So you've already bought the stuff. You're feeling good on it. Keep taking it. But as God is my witness, with longevity, you don't know what you're missing. My advice, give it a try. I appreciate your trust. 855-347-3696. Yeah, call us back whenever you want. We're here for you. I'm in a singing mood today. It must be Monday. Had a good rest this weekend. I think one of these days this weekend I slept for like 12 hours. You got to be kidding me. I think I needed it. Nothing like sleep. However, I will tell you something. Since I've done longevity and eliminated the 10 bad foods, I don't need nearly as much sleep as I did before. I'm waking up in the morning and it's like, what the heck am I awake for? But I'm awake. That's a hard habit to get into, you know, like all of a sudden, try to get out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. After 5-6 hours sleep, I'm good to go now. It's interesting what the body will do when it is properly nutrified. It's very, very interesting. Hey, looks like Florida. Somebody else from Florida is with us. It might be Lou in Florida with a kidney question. Hey, Lou, thanks for the call. You're live.
Hey, Doc.
What's going on, man?
Good, man. Good to hear you. Doc, you answered a little bit of the question about the kidney problems. Taking the Healthy Start Pack. This girl is on 3 dialysis a week. The hemostasis dialysis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had Brandy ask Doc yesterday about what to take, and he gave her the Healthy Start Pack, heart and brain pack.
Yeah.
You mentioned the digestive pack.
Yeah.
That's just the difference is the enzymes in there or something, right?
Well, yeah, and the other caller had another condition that I was, there's a lot of there's kind of a lot of chefs in the kitchen here, but the secret sauce for optimal kidney health is the Ultimate Dailies plus ORAC antioxidants. Ultimate Dailies plus ORAC. That's mandatory. You can't not do that. And I'll tell you something. The Ultimate Daily capsules are big.
Yeah.
And they're not shellac coated, so it's hard to swallow them. And on 3 separate occasions, I've gotten those stuck in my throat where they turn halfway round.
Oh, boy.
It's no fun, man. So what I'm in the business of doing now, and what I recommend for anybody who's taken the Ultimate Daily capsules, go to CVS, go to Walgreens, get a pill cutter.
Cut 'em.
And cut them in half or cut them into thirds, because then there's no problem whatsoever.
Okay, this girl is about 108 pounds, and they've got her on a liquid restricted diet and this, that, and the other. But her dosage should be appropriate for weight, body weight, and just go with that, right?
Yeah. So it's 1 Healthy Start Pack, 2 bottles of selenium per month, right? And then the Ultimate Daily capsules on top of that.
Okay.
Plus, but also, really, and 100,000 ORAC points, however she wants to do that, right?
With the Z-Radical, the Fucoidan, the Cell Shield RTQ, and all of that.
Triple Treat Chocolate's the most economical way to do that, right? 1 piece of Triple Treat Chocolate has about 20,000 ORAC points. That's just unbelievable.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
A teaspoon of cinnamon, a rounded teaspoon of cinnamon has about 5,000 ORAC points.
Yeah.
A rounded teaspoon of ground cloves has about 8,000 ORAC points. There's more than one way to skin the ORAC cat, right? I did a whole webinar about that, by the way. Check it out.
I will.
All right.
Excellent, Doc. You're the best, man. Thank you.
Yes, I am, but hopefully I'll get better, Lou. I appreciate it.
I know you will. Thanks, buddy.
Well, folks, again, I have to say it before my head gets too big and I explode. If I seem tall to you, it's because I'm standing squarely on the shoulders of Dr. Wallach, who is the man No kidding. I've been with Wallach now for about 5 years, mentoring with him, studying with him, talking to him all the time. And my experience of Dr. Wallach's clinical acumen boils down into this. If Dr. Wallach says jump, your response should be how high. One of the best days of my life will be when I am able to trip Dr. Wallach up about some pathophysiological thing. It hasn't happened in 5 years. I honestly don't know that it's ever going to happen, but a person can hope. No kidding, Dr. Wallach. I mean, you'd be the man, too, if you did 26,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries. Are you kidding me? You know how much work that is? You have any idea how much work that is? It's legendary. Check it out. We're going to MISS, ISSI, PPI, and talk to Mary when we come back. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. Let's go to Mississippi. Talk to Mary. Hey, Mary, what's happening in Mississippi?
Hey, my friend Linda is 5 feet 7 inches, 170 pounds, 67 years old, has had unsuccessful redone hip surgery on both legs.
Tell her get her money back.
She is in severe pain with swelling in her right leg at this moment, is unable to walk. Both her legs fold and crumble constantly and unexpectedly.
Yeah.
She is on Cogentin, Memron, Paxil, Ativan, Haldol, Mobic for arthritis, and a blood pressure medication.
Yeah, shoot me now.
Sir?
It's nuts, right? I mean, isn't this crazy? I mean, don't you think it's crazy that, she's had a I think her second hip replacement surgery, it didn't work, and now she's in a world of hurt, and she's on all these meds, and the doctors that did the surgery, they sleep well at night. They don't care. They're unconflicted. If she bought an automobile, I mean, I don't even want to know how much. A general hip replacement surgery is in the area of $40,000 to $65,000, depending on where you have it done. Most people's cars don't cost that much. If you spent $30,000 on a car and it broke down a week after you drove it off the lot, you would take legal action. You would. But when people's hips break down, they give the doctors a pass. They still have a picture of the doctor on their altar. They genuflect to it every day when they open up their medicine chest. And I just don't get it. How a profession can fail and fail and fail and fail and harm and bankrupt and kill and still have a job. I really don't understand it. It's nuts, isn't it?
She's just begun. It is nuts. The Healthy Body, Bone, and Joint Pack. She declared to me yesterday that she no longer wants to live due to severe pain, misery, and great mental agony, including fear that she is plagued with. She has been diagnosed as severe manic depressive. Yeah. What other Longevity 90 for Life products do you suggest, please, sir? And thank you so very much in advance for your wondrously awesome nutrient advice. I really appreciate you so much.
Mary, well, it get right back at you because, I might be the driver of the train, or at least up in the engine room, right? But you and every other longevity distributor is stoking the fires, no kidding, and oil in the wheels, making sure everything's staying on the track. It's a gigantic team effort. One hand feeds the other. We couldn't do it without you.
I'm so excited because we have opportunities truly, truly, truly to help others, no matter what their questions are. We seem to have the answers. And
I know,
I'm so excited about it.
You should be excited.
It's good for them.
I know. This is, from a business point of view, this is like never fail fudge. I mean, it's like, really? It's awesome. And everybody in the world needs it. Everybody needs to know this.
Everybody.
And when everybody takes even just a little bit of it, people feel better. And, I mean, it's perfect. It's just a perfect thing. So I would give her, as an experiment for 14 days, because she's in a world of hurt.
Yes, sir.
I would have her triple the amount of liquid calcium that she's taking on a daily basis. Triple it. Whatever she's doing now, triple it. and spread those doses out over the course of the day. And, the liquid calcium is absorbed more easily into the body when it's mixed with a citrus fruit like orange juice or pineapple juice. My favorite is orange banana pineapple juice mixed with the liquid calcium. Yeah. Now, here's an interesting twist. You can also make a popsicle out of it. How about that?
Oh, boy.
I know, right? Mix the liquid calcium with a little bit of orange juice, put it in one of those popsicle molds, bada bing, bada boom. Now you've got a calcium popsicle. You can do the same thing with Beyond Tangy Tangerine, by the way. Mix it with a little bit of fruit juice, a little bit of water, put it in a popsicle mold, give it to the kids. Who's not going to eat that? Nobody's not going to eat that. Right? So I would triple the amount of calcium that she's taking. I would tell her that she needs to completely eliminate all fruit, all fruit juice except the citrus that she's going to mix the calcium with, and eat a diet that's very, very high in cholesterol. And she needs to go sugar-free. So no honey, no maple syrup, no molasses, no agave, no dried fruit, no raisins, no concentrated sugars whatsoever. And I want her to eat a diet that has lots of fat, good whole fat, like, full-fat milk, full-fat yogurt with the cream on top, butter, real butter, not margarine, butter, eggs, salter food. She needs to go crazy for protein, crazy for cholesterol, eat food that's high in fat, eliminate sugar, and do this for 14 days. See if she notices a difference. And of course, this is all inside the conversation, which is assumed that she's staying away from all 10 bad foods. Okay. So high cholesterol, high protein, high fat, no sugar whatsoever, except the orange juice or whatever that I want her to mix the calcium with. Triple the amount of calcium that she's taking and spread those doses out over the day. I don't care if she needs to take, a half an ounce of the calcium 8 times a day or whatever. Have her do this as kind of like an emergency intervention for 2 weeks, okay?
Okay.
And keep your fingers crossed. Call us back with a report. We like what you're doing down there in Mississippi.
And we love y'all, and thank you so much.
Always a pleasure talking to you. Man, I love the South. I really do. There's so much just good-natured stuff going on down there. Of course, I'm not African American. If I were, I may have a completely different experience of the South, which just goes to show you one man's ceiling is another woman's floor. Let's go down to Virginia and talk to Terry. Hey, Terry, what's going on?
Hey, Dr. Glidden.
Yeah.
I finished that liver cleanse. It's been about a week ago.
What happened?
Well, I lost 9 pounds, and I've gained 6 back.
Okay. How did you feel after the cleanse?
Well, I felt okay, felt pretty good. I had some more energy that I didn't have before. And now I'm wondering about a colon cleanse, if I need to take that colon activator or something else, or if you want.
Well, is there a person in your town that does colon hydrotherapy?
There was. I don't know if there is now or not.
Yeah, so if you can't find someone that does that, then I wouldn't bother with a colon cleanse, because really that's the best way to do it, is to get someone who can do the hydrotherapy with, in concert with the colon cleanse. Now, did you ever get that lump checked out?
I get paid on the 1st. I'm going to take that test and be mailing it off.
Okay.
I have to get a few things to take the test with.
All right. So I want you to check this website out, and I'm trying to interview this guy. He has a very tight schedule, and I don't know if we're actually going to be able to have him or one of the doctors that studies under him. But I want you to do a Google search for New German Medicine.
New German Medicine.
New German Medicine. Yeah, there's a medical doctor in Germany that had a breakthrough in cancer research. And he sees a direct positive correlation between emotional trauma and the appearance of cancer anywhere in the body.
I'm wondering if it had anything to do with my mother's death.
Well, how long ago did she die?
She died October the 14th, 2012, and I have been pouring over 1,000 of her medical records trying to find out exactly what happened. I've called about 20 super lawyers, and nobody will touch the case.
Yeah, so I would.
Age is what I've been told.
Yeah, I would suggest that. I would suggest that there is a strong possibility that there is a relationship between what you're experiencing now as a health challenge and that.
Also, I suffered childhood traumas, and I'm not sure I've gotten rid of those yet. I've done some stuff like Trauma Eraser, NLP, and stuff like that way back in the past.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of anger, a whole lot of anger.
Is that right?
It doesn't take much to set me off. If I see somebody harming a child, being mean to somebody, I just can't take it.
Is that right? You blow up, yeah?
Yeah, I blow up. I was on something you recommended for fear, and I just totally forgot to get any more of it, and I've been out of it a few months.
Was it homeopathic aconite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a homeopathic that you recommended. It wasn't but like $10.
Yeah.
Little pellets.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. You know what I would do? You're a religious person, yeah?
Yeah.
So I would enter into a relationship with whatever your conceptual understanding of God is, and I would pray. I would forgive the people that I would just get into this whole forgiveness thing. I would really just dig down deep, and I'd forgive the people that messed you up when you were a kid, and I would forgive the doctors that messed your mother up. I'd let your mother go, wish her well, see her in the arms of God, whatever. But you need to if I were you, I would do some serious work towards forgiveness and just letting the whole thing go, man. Just forgive and forget and let it go. Forgive and forget and let it go. Forgive and forget and let it go. And enter into a serious inquiry with your understanding of God towards that end. And I want you to keep doing that until you feel forgiveness trickle into your body, mind, from your toes all the way to your head, and then you're done with it. You can put the past in the past and move on. And that's my advice to you today, Terry from Virginia. So go and get that done. Texas is up next. Raphael from Texas has a question about longevity. I wish I had that name, Raphael. Welcome aboard. You are live.
Yes. Hi, doctor.
Hey, what part of Texas are you in, Raphael?
El Paso, Texas.
And what's your horse's name?
No, I don't have a horse.
Oh, come on. Everybody in Texas has a horse.
No, I go to the racetrack, but I don't have a horse.
Oh, that's funny. How can I help you, man? Thanks for the call.
Okay. A month ago, exactly, I fractured my jaw. I had a back, wrist, and ankle sprain.
Yeah.
And, well, in bare necessity of trying to heal myself in the shortest time or as correctly as possible, I came across one video of you on YouTube. And then that led me to longevity.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that I have been looking for a long time. And, what should I take and how should I take it?
Well, that's easy. How much do you weigh?
Okay, I'm going to give you my specs. I'm 41. I weigh 151. Actually, I have lost only 4 pounds since the day from this month of and right now I weigh 151. And what else?
Have you already ordered longevity supplements and you've already tried a couple of the things, or have you not gotten anything yet?
I already enrolled, but have not ordered because I wanted to talk to you first.
All right, smart man. Stick around. I'll answer this one for you. It's easy, Raphael. So glad that you called. Hang with me, brother. I'll bring you back right after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we do it, one person at a time. Is there any other way? I don't think so. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Check out the live stream, TheDrGliddenShow.tv. Mission Possible, ladies and gentlemen. There's a quick question in the chat room here that's in the live video feed. A teenager was exposed to a mononucleosis virus, and now there's a 90-day incubation period. They want to know what they can do to support a healthy immune system. That's easy. Your immune system is made from protein. Bet you didn't know that. Yeah, well, it is. Your immune system is made from protein, so when we're trying to strengthen the immune system, we eat more protein. The easiest protein that the body can digest, if you're not allergic to it, is the chicken egg. So anybody that's trying to boost immune function, it would be prudent for them to have protein be 50% of every meal that they eat, a minimum of 50% of every meal that they eat. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Take the Healthy Start Pack appropriate for body weight, and you must also eliminate any extracurricular sugar. Because extra sugar in the body, the emphasis here being on extra, because remember, sugar is the gasoline of your body. Your body loves sugar, but extra sugar suppresses immune function. It actually puts your immune system to sleep, kind of, sort of. So eliminate extracurricular sugars, eat a diet high in protein. And in this kid's case, because he's type 1 diabetic, he needs 1 healthy blood sugar pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Let's finish up today's show with Rafael in Texas. All right, Rafael, 150 pounds?
Yes.
All right, here's what you need to do. Here's what I would do if I were you. One healthy body start pack 2.0 liquid.
Okay.
All right. 1 healthy body start pack 2.0 liquid. 3 bottles of liquid glucogel plus. 3 bottles of liquid glucogel plus. 3 bottles of ultimate selenium. 3 bottles of ultimate selenium. And 1 bottle of Cal Toddy. 1 bottle of Cal Toddy.
Cal Toddy?
Yeah, it's C-A-L like calcium, C-A-L, Toddy, T like Thomas, O-D-D-Y, 1 bottle of that. Okay?
Oh, Cal Toddy, okay. Now, the Healthy Start Pack 2.0, on the back of every container, I imagine it comes with the how to take.
Yeah, no, I'm going to tell you how to take it right now. So the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, I want you to put 2 level scoops into 24 ounces of water, and I want you to sip from it all day long.
Okay.
Take at least 3 hours to drink that entire thing down. Okay? 2 level scoops in 24 ounces of water take at least 3 hours to drink it down.
Okay.
All right. The essential fatty acids, which are in the Healthy Start Pack, I want you to do 3 of those with lunch or 3 with dinner. 3 with lunch or 3 with dinner.
Or dinner. Got it.
Selenium. I want you to take 3 caps 3 times a day between meals. 3 caps 3 times a day between meals.
Between meals.
Yeah, so between breakfast and lunch, between lunch and dinner, between dinner and bedtime, okay?
Okay.
The liquid glucogel plus, excuse me, 1 ounce 3 times a day.
1 ounce?
And I don't care how you do that. 1 ounce 3 times a day, yep.
Okay.
And now we're down to the liquid calcium. The Cal Toddy, I want you to do 1 ounce of the Cal Toddy, excuse me, in 2 ounces of orange juice or orange pineapple or orange pineapple banana juice. 1 ounce of the Cal Toddy in 2 ounces of citrus juice immediately before bed.
Okay, so 1 ounce of Cal Toddy with orange juice or a combination of juices?
Yeah, so, something that tastes good to you, but it has to be citrusy, right? I don't want it to be, I want it to be like orange juice or pineapple juice or a combination thereof. You do that immediately before bed. And in the morning, before breakfast, I want you to do the same thing with the Beyond Osteo FX, which is part of the Healthy Pack. So there's liquid calcium in the Healthy Pack. I want you to do 1 ounce of that in a couple of ounces of orange juice first thing in the morning before breakfast. Last thing, Raphael, eliminate the 10 bad foods, but you knew that. Salt your food.
I'm already doing. Sorry for
All right, you're the man, man.
I'm already doing. Yes,
Salt your
I'm doing
food so
for
that
a
it
week.
tastes good, and you're going to love how you feel. We're out of time, brother. Sorry. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Thanks for sharing your time with me. Until we meet again, live long and prosper.